Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Happy new week first of all to you, and I hope your day started off well. So as you know, I'm here to give you guys some details regarding our team, and it's the weekend, and of course you know the vibe. We have a number of players that we look forward to watching in the EPL, not just EPL but across different clubs in Europe. And starting with the EPL, we have a number of clubs. Fulham, where we would definitely hope to see Kevin Bassey and Alex IWOBI make appearance for this Fulham side. They actually have a date today uh, against Crystal Palace. That's going to come up later around 4 p.m. Fulham actually are coming from a really boosted last game because they won their last game against Brentford 2 goals to 1, actually coming from behind to score these 2 goals in the 90 plus minutes. So this is definitely going to be a game that will that they will come in with a lot of momentum. But we'll see how that one unravels. And then we also have the likes of Joe Aribo's Southampton, who will be looking to get something out of a match with against the Wolf. Same time this evening, 4 p.m. And of course, Aribo is also someone expected to be in the midfield with this team. Their last couple of games have been good as well. They won Everton in their last game, and they also won Stoke in the EFL Cup last 2 games. So they'll have a high hope, coming into this one. But that about wraps it for the EPL clubs that we are expecting players. But then there's also the Serie A, where we have the likes of Samuel CHUKWUEZE AC Milan, who will be looking to uh, go get something at the home of Cagliari because they have a match this evening, 6 p.m. With Cagliari. And Chukwueze has been tipped, as someone that might get the call to start from the get-go. And of course, they're coming into this game with some really big motivation after defeating Real Madrid 3 goals to 1 in the UEFA Champions League midweek. And of course, if you defeat Real Madrid, it was Cagliari. But that's not how it works. Of course, every team is important, every team is difficult. I'm sure, going to play this game, they'll also know that it's a difficult game. But moving away from that, we also have Moses Simon's Nantes in the French league, and Nantes have a day today against Lens. That game is coming up around 9 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. And Moses Simon will be looking to break the deadlock, in terms of form for his club side. Personally, he's been on form. He's been carrying, the team in the ways that he could with his assist and some goals. But Nantes have been struggling recently because their last 10 games, it's been really rough. The last time they got a victory was in August, and ever since then they've been drawing, losing. In fact, their last 2 games they actually lost, and that puts them in a very tough situation in the group as they are currently 14th and they would want to go up. They've only gotten 10 points from 10 games, which is a total catastrophe. And I'm sure that Moses Simon is going to want to help his team to get up there in the table. And speaking of Moses Simon, he's actually, been in the news recently, talking with the media, specifically about Super Eagles' chances of qualifying into the 2026 World Cup. As you know, we are not enjoying the best of times when it comes to World Cup qualifications, as we are enjoying currently with African Cup of Nations 2025 qualifiers. Because for the World Cup we are sitting somewhere at the bottom, second last to be honest, to be precise, and it's not really going down well with us here in the Group C. After 4 games, we've managed to pick only 3 points, and this is something that has haunted the Super Eagles. And uh, even though the resumption of the qualifiers is starting from next year March, with a game against Rwanda, Simon feels that it's not undoable. That it's still very possible for the Super Eagles to get that ticket to World Cup. In fact, he says that it's something that is very likely, uh, you know, because the team has the quality to do so. And just to give you a perspective, for we to actually qualify to the World Cup, we would have to have uh, we would have to win our remaining 6 games, to qualify without any doubt whatsoever. And this is also, it is difficult, when you look at it, winning 6 games on a streak, it's really difficult. But Moses Simon believes that it's going to happen. And in fact, he believes that part of the reason why we didn't have a good start was that we had our important players miss out in these previous games, in the FIFA qualifiers. And he's saying that this time around the players are back, and that by next year, during the time that we're playing the remaining games, all of these players will be ready, and that's going to be a huge boost for the team to, perform and get all the points that they need. Not just Moses Simon, but also Sunday Lucy has talked about this same scenario of how big a loss it would be if the Super Eagles fail to qualify. Sunday Lucy said that it's going to be catastrophic, if we fail to qualify, especially considering that we didn't go for the previous competition, which was held in Qatar, in 2022. In Sunday Lucy's words, he said Africa could be represented by as many as 10 countries at the next World Cup, but at the risk of not being one of these countries, and it will be a disaster if Nigeria do not qualify. I was at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar for 6 weeks and working on the FIFA study group, and it was painful that Nigeria were not there. So that about just summarizes it. It's going to be a big miss, but again, all hopes are still intact, and we hope to see something positive from next year when the resumption of that one is starting. But again, guys, let's move over to the next gist, and let me let you know that the Flying Eagles striker, who was part of the reason why we won the WAFB games, that's Warobo Arieri, is now in the brink of actually joining a new club in Europe, in Norway to be precise. That's a Lillestrøm SK. He's actually on a trial, at the club, and is going to remain at the club for the remainder of the season ahead of a move, from next year. And the club, that's Lillestrøm, officially clarified in their social media that the player is currently with them and that he arrived last Friday. That he's currently training with the team, and that he's going to complete a deal from Beyond Limits football club to join the Norwegian side.